Welcome to Inspiring Narratives, your favorite channel for uplifting stories, renewed hope, and cultivating a deeper connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Discover with me how turning to Allah can lead you to amazing changes in your life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are back with another uplifting story that will, by the grace of Allah, strengthen your faith and renew your hope, inshallah. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Get yourself your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get started with today's video. Today, I just want to have a heart-to-heart with you. Then I'll share our story for today, inshallah. But before that, a few things have come up this past week that I feel are important to address. First of all, to all the sincere supporters of this channel, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your continuous support, and I just want to reassure you that I will continue sharing the stories that you love. It's been over a year since I started this channel with the intention of spreading awareness about dhikr, and inshallah I will keep doing that to the best of my ability. Nothing has changed in that sense, and nothing will change, inshallah. I've noticed that some of you mention that you miss my old videos, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. So please do share in the comments so I can better understand what you mean. But I want to remind you that this channel has always been about showcasing the beautiful mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the stories I share. That's what I've shared since day one, and it's exactly what I continue to share to this day. You might be feeling that way because the first videos you watched were your introduction to dhikr, something you hadn't heard about before, and of course those initial videos hit differently. I share these stories as knowledge to show the power of dhikr and how it can transform your life. This knowledge and inspiration should move you to start implementing a dhikr plan in your own life and encourage you to up-level. If we only ever listen to the stories for that hit of inspiration and then move on to the next without making any real changes, then these stories are not really benefiting us in the way they should. These stories are meant to inspire you to take action and create real change in your life. I receive many messages, and what I've found is that some sisters avoid listening to the stories because they feel triggered, either because they are living unfulfilled lives or because they have been practicing dhikr for some time now without experiencing the changes they hoped for. If we don't take action and begin changing our lives, then we're not truly benefiting from these stories in the way that we should. When I first learned about dhikr, I felt so inspired and blessed. I listened to a few stories and then I began planning my own life. It gave me the motivation to move forward and start living the life I wanted for myself. I started taking action, all while knowing that Allah was with me and that everything would turn out perfectly as He had planned for me. I also stopped relying on Allah in an unhealthy way. The kind of reliance where you sit around, wait and do nothing, thinking that simply trusting Allah means everything will be taken care of. The correct way is to trust Allah with full certainty that He will bless you with the best outcome while walking in faith and actually doing your part. I didn't need more stories. Allah had already blessed me with the knowledge. Now it was time to implement. From the messages I received, I realized there was a common theme. The action part was missing. Many had fallen into unhealthy reliance on Allah, which is known as tawakkul, not tawakkul. The difference is this: tawakkul is true reliance, where you put 100% trust in Allah while also doing your part. Tawakkul is when you think you are relying on Allah, but in reality you are doing nothing to move towards your goal. When we engage in dhikr but simply sit, wait and hope, this is not a good place to be. The correct way is to trust in Allah fully, practice your dhikr daily and take whatever steps you can towards achieving what you desire. The turning point was when I took responsibility for my own life and admitted to myself, as hard as that was, that all the undesired aspects of my life existed because of me. That was when everything changed, because once you realize that you had a hand in creating those undesirable outcomes, you also realize that you have the power to change them. And that is such a liberating feeling. Your life isn't meant to just be this way forever, as many believe. You have the ability to change it. All it takes is a decision to say enough is enough. From today, I'm going to do whatever it takes to create the life I desire for myself. That's exactly what led me to put together the freedom formula. Dhikr is the spiritual side, your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the freedom formula is the action part, that is often overlooked and neglected, but absolutely essential. The Freedom Formula helps you change how you see yourself, plan out your desired life, and start taking action towards the life you want. Alhamdulillah, all the decisions I make are inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the Freedom Formula guidebook is no different. It wasn't planned at all. Just a few days ago, I also felt called to offer a bonus. Those who join during the launch period, I believe it's less than a week now. If you join within that period, you will be able to book a one-on-one call with me. In that call, you can ask me any questions you have, and I'll be able to better support you, inshallah. I'll leave the link down below, inshallah. I've come across some unpleasant behavior from a few sisters. Let me just ask you this. Do you not realize that when you choose to be rude, disrespectful, or leave negative comments or messages, it doesn't say anything about me, but everything about you? All I want to say to that is fill your book of deeds with whatever you wish. If any of you feel triggered by someone who hasn't done anything bad or wrong, then realize this: it's a sign that there are issues within yourself that need attention. Instead of reacting, pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling triggered? Work on yourself, heal, do better for yourself, because leaving negative or rude comments doesn't hurt anyone but you, and it only makes you look bad. Alhamdulillah, these individuals are a minority, and the majority of the people who support this channel and connect with me are beautiful souls. You are truly appreciated. May Allah continue to bless you. Another thing I'd like to speak about is women starting their own businesses. How exciting is that? I've always been a huge advocate of women being financially independent, just because of my own personal story. I will always encourage women to build something of their own, because having your own money allows you to live an honorable life. It gives you options, and it truly is one of the best things you can do for yourself. In the Muslim world, men are naturally the providers, whether that's a father or a husband. But even if you are married or living with your father, start your own business. We never know what the future holds. I wish someone had given me this advice years ago. It would have saved me so many struggles. I've personally tried what feels like every online business model out there, and the only one I would genuinely recommend is starting a digital product business. It's perfect for stay-at-home mothers, sisters who want to leave their 9-to-5 jobs, single mothers. Whatever your situation may be, a digital product business is the way forward. Honestly, just copy me. I just want to make it clear, I've had my channel for over a year now, and I had no intention of starting a digital product business, even though I had learned about it a long time ago. SubhanAllah, seeing sisters experiencing the same struggles I once faced, feeling lost, stuck, and without direction, that's what inspired me to put together the Freedom Formula. It is the exact step-by-step blueprint I followed to start living my best life. And I realized it could solve the problem many other sisters were facing. This is how the Freedom Formula was born. It's so important to highlight though, always lead with service and sincerity. Offer something you genuinely believe in, something you know can truly impact someone's life. When your heart is in serving others and supporting their transformation, sharing it becomes effortless and something you love. Creating something only to sell and make money is not the right approach. But if you can solve a real problem, then why not start a business that helps others and brings you an income at the same time? There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's something beautiful and commendable. Think about it today. What could you help someone with? If your first thought is nothing, look deeper. We all have something to offer. I truly hope and pray that the sisters who have started this journey with the Freedom Formula are blessed with an even greater transformation than mine. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. I think that covers everything I want to share for now. Let's move on to today's story. The sister of this story says, I had many suitors come, but things never worked out. The response to my dua was delayed, but the delay of the dua is not necessarily a sign of anger of Allah or that the dua is rejected. Rather, it may be out of divine wisdom. Today, I'm so grateful that none of those earlier proposals worked out, because the one who eventually did, my husband now, was the one Allah had decreed for me. I used to constantly make dua to Allah through Salat al-Ibrahimiyya. It is truly powerful. It is magic. During Qiyam al-Layl, the night prayer, I would pray 2 rak'at and then make dua with the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya, repeating it again and again with conviction, because it is magic, magic, magic. I used to dream of marrying a doctor. And when I made dua, I would even ask, may Allah forgive me, is it even possible that I could marry a doctor? Someone who lives abroad, educated and with good qualities. Since I'm a doctor myself, I wish to marry a doctor with these attributes. So while suitors kept coming and going and nothing worked out, I would say to myself, surely the one of my dreams is the one with whom it will work out. And subhanAllah, I placed my trust in my Lord. I had deep trust in Allah. So many suitors came, but none succeeded until finally the one I had wished for came, and he turned out to be even better than I had imagined. This taught me that when Allah delays the response to a dua, it is out of wisdom. It may be to test the servant, to increase their reward in the hereafter, or to avert harm, but it is always for a divine wisdom that only He knows. And the most important thing for anyone in this situation is to maintain husn al-dhann, a good opinion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to continue making dua, never despair of His mercy, rely on Him and be content with His decree, because surely Allah will give you what you wish for. Increase in charity, increase in istighfar, and remain patient. I can't emphasize this enough. Patience, patience, patience. I myself was patient for a long time. I used to recite Dhikr around 200 to 300 times. I would recite Salawat al-Ibrahimiyya up to 3,000 times in a single day. On Fridays, I would stay at home and dedicate it to reciting Salawat al-Ibrahimiyya. But it must be said with conviction, with reliance upon Allah, and with presence of heart, imagining as if the Prophet ﷺ himself is hearing your salah upon him. Remember, Allah Himself sends blessings upon the one who sends blessings upon the Prophet ﷺ. I wouldn't just repeat it mindlessly. I would imagine Allah sending blessings upon me tenfold. So say it with yaqeen, certainty, with trust in your Lord, and by Allah's permission, He will give you what you wish for. As for me, my story with salah upon the Prophet ﷺ is that Allah granted me what I had wished for through it. Salah upon the Prophet ﷺ itself brings immense reward. 10 hasanat, good deeds, are written. 10 sins are erased. And it becomes a cause for the Prophet ﷺ intercession on the Day of Judgment. The angels themselves send salah upon the person. It is a means of attaining what you seek in this world and the next. And it is one of the reasons dua is accepted. SubhanAllah. Let me share another story. After graduating, I used to think, what will I do working in a pharmacy? The salary might be 600 or 700. Decent, alhamdulillah, but very basic. And with marriage coming up, what would that salary really do for me? So I continued with salah upon the Prophet ﷺ, both the short form and the Salat al-Ibrahimiyya. I swear by Allah, Allah granted me a job with a salary higher than any of my classmates who graduated with me. SubhanAllah, it was my yaqeen. I would pray Salat al-Duha and make dua. Even when the response seemed delayed, I was certain that Allah would answer me. When my family heard about my salary, they were shocked. A newly graduated doctor earning that much, it was truly from Allah, through salawat, through dua, and through yaqeen. Every time I prayed, I imagined Allah Himself sending blessings upon me, not as imagination, but as reality. Allah truly sends 10 blessings for every one you send. By Allah, salah upon the Prophet ﷺ is one of the greatest means for the dua to be answered. And I often said to myself, why didn't I know about this sooner? Oh, and I shouldn't forget to mention, I also used to recite Surah Al-Baqarah in Qiyam al-Layl. Yes, it isn't easy, but I used to do it. My friends would notice and say, MashaAllah, your face is glowing. What are you doing? Allah has given you something special. I would reply, pray Qiyam al-Layl and read Surah Al-Baqarah. They would say, no, it's too difficult. But I would tell them, it's not that hard. At first, yes, it feels heavy, but little by little, Allah makes it easy for you. Just keep going and do your best with Surah Al-Baqarah. Whenever I asked Allah to send peace and blessings upon the Prophet ﷺ, I would remind myself of the hadith. It will be sufficient for your worries, your sins will be forgiven, and your debts will be paid off. I kept reminding myself, my worries will be lifted, my sins forgiven, and my debts paid off. Another story, my father once became very ill. He had a stroke, lost movement, and could no longer walk. I swear by Allah, on a Friday I recited Salat al-Ibrahimiyya 1,000 times, and the short form 6,000 times. By Allah the Most High, my father began walking again. I had been making dua with the salah upon the Prophet ﷺ that my father would be able to move and walk again. And Allah healed him and he started walking again. When the doctor saw him, she asked, "How is this possible? He came in unable to walk or move." I told her, "By Allah, he began walking within 2 days." The doctor was astonished. She said, "But how, when you haven't even begun physiotherapy?" The next day was meant to be his very first physiotherapy session, yet he was already walking. I even showed her a video of him walking. SubhanAllah, by Allah the Most High, dua made with yaqeen and reliance upon Allah brings a quick response. May Allah bless you and accept your du'as. With Friday nearly here, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what your heart desires and trust that your prayer has already been answered. And that's it for today's video. Until next time, my lovelies, I leave you in the care of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.